Eyes are the windows to our soul. Eyes are our reflection. Do you all agree with me that these eyes are very important?
Yes.
What if I told you God has given some an extra pair of eyes, and these people are called mothers? Respected Toastmasters, distinguished guests, and fellow youth leaders, a very warm good evening to all of you.
Good evening.
When I was just 3 years old, my mom came and told me, Adnan, you know that God has given all mothers an extra pair of eyes? And God has given me some eyes as well, to always keep them on you and always keep a watch on you. Well, I was just 3 years old, and even at that tender age, I didn't believe her at all. Then, after a few days, when I came home from a fun-filled day at kindergarten, my mom came to me and asked me, Adnan, why weren't you paying attention in class today? Adnan, why didn't you share your food with your friends? And she asked me many other questions as well. But I was shocked. How did she find out? How did she know she wasn't even there? And then my mom told me, remember Adnan, I told you about those extra pair of eyes? Well, that's exactly how I found out. And then that day was a double blow for me. The first blow was that the concept of extra eyes actually existed. And second, that these eyes will be following me around for the rest of my life. Then, when I reached the age of 7, I had a big fight with someone. I had some scratches on my face, which are nothing compared to his broken nose. But I always did have anger management issues, and I guess I still do have it now. So when I reached home, my mom asked me how I got these scratches. So I just simply lied to her, and Mom, I was playing football and I fell down, and this is how I got the scratches. And then yeah, she believed me. And then while having lunch after a few minutes, she came to me and asked me, Adnan, why were you fighting with that boy? And once again, I was shocked. How did she find out? And then again, I remembered the extra pair of eyes and continued eating my lunch silently. And then my dad chuckled and said, Adnan, your mom's eyes are literally everywhere. So the better you accept the fact, the better it will be for you. Then, when I reached my teenage, I had another fight. But this time it was on Facebook. So after a few minutes, after the fight was done, my mom came to me and again said, Adnan, I saw through my extra eyes that you were having a fight with someone on Facebook. But this time I got angry. Nonsense! There's no such thing as an extra pair of eyes. You were just spying on me, weren't you? And I left the room angrily. I guess those days of innocence were finally over. Then, after a few days, I got a notification from my school that we'll be going to a village for a week for a tour. Well, I was excited, and I finally got an opportunity to escape those annoying eyes. So then, when we reached the village, I was amazed by the lush greenery and the beautiful river flowing and the hospitality of the villagers. We had a lot of fun, and after 2 fun-filled days, our teacher told me that we'll be going to a very important place tomorrow. So at night, I was wondering, like, where are we going? Is it like a national museum or something, or some park or something? And I just went to sleep, pondering over what it could be. Then the next morning, when we reached that place, I was shocked and disappointed to see such a dilapidated and desolated building in front of me. It had so many cracks, and it was obvious that it was like 50, 60 years old and hadn't been renovated since a long time. Then, when we entered the building, I saw kids of different ages with old and dirty torn clothes, and then they all slept in one room with on the bed on the floor. They all slept on the floor, and they only got food once a day. That too was horrible and disgusting food, and they had no one to look after them except one old grumpy caretaker who was always shouting at them for every small mistake they made. Can you all guess which place it was this? Exactly, it was an orphanage. At that moment, a strong, poignant feeling hit me on my heart. And I then realized the value of those eyes. At that very moment, I thanked God that I had these eyes to look after me, to provide care for me, to provide love, to provide comfort, even without asking me. Dear fellow youth leaders, we should all be grateful for those extra pair of eyes which are behind you. And because I also realize the value of these eyes. These eyes are not just eyes of vigilance. These eyes can be annoying sometimes. These eyes can be overpowering sometimes. These eyes can be empowering sometimes, and actually most of the time. But the point is, these eyes are eyes of care, eyes of welfare. They only care is about our care and welfare. And I realize the value of those eyes. Have you?
Yes.
Okay, over to you.